Hello and good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas! I hope you have a fantastic day. I can't believe it's Christmas already. That's crazy, hey? Where's the year gone? Amazing. Well, yeah, have a good one. And you know what? Today I'm going to continue working on a LEGO project here in the LEGO city. Don't worry, I'm not actually working on Christmas Day. This video has been pre-recorded. That's why I'm not wearing my ugly Christmas sweater. Although I should have planned that. I just have an important meeting today, so I figured I'd better wear my nice golf shirt. But yeah, today we're going to continue working on this skyscraper right here that goes around the pillar. So I started creating the base structure for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 floors. And today I want to continue working on that, specifically on the base of it. And also I want to add some details to the balcony and maybe give it a roof as well. This is how we should have started this video, saying hello to the big guy, it's Santa Claus. Hey, thank you so much, man, for saying hello to everybody as they come on down into the LEGO room. I appreciate your service, good sir. And then we should have swooped over here and went for a rip on the ski slope. Checked out the Winter Village Chalet and the Christmas tree, and then made our way through the Winter Village. I still got to decide whether or not I'm going to make the swap here maybe sometime in February. The swap being putting the medieval stuff down here and putting the Winter Village up on the raised platform above the LEGO city. I think that would be pretty cool because then it would be pretty medievalish down there and pretty winterish up there. But yeah, what am I going to do here? I've got to create this ground floor for the skyscraper. Hey kids, did you wish everybody a Merry Christmas? Did you, Mill? You did? Good. You guys have a gourmet breakfast. I am jealous. You got waffles, eggs, and strawberries. That is incredible. What do I have? I'm finishing up the Chex Mix stuff. Some shreddies. Nice. What's your favorite part of the breakfast, Millie? The waffles? Benjamin? The waffles? He just crushed his waffles. All your egg is still there. Can I have a piece of your egg? You gonna finish it off for me? Thanks, bud. Yeah. Tico, what's going on, dude? How you doing, man? You stinky as ever, eh? So, when I was a kid, I wore this vest right here. It has a reindeer on it. Look at that vest. And today, Millie is going to be wearing this vest. Jose seems to think that Millie looks exactly like me when I was a kid, so we'll make a comparison later. Because, of course, I've got a picture of me in that vest as well. So I'm starting to work on the design for the ground floor, and I'm thinking maybe the windows and doors need to be pulled out so that they go right underneath the balcony, because obviously the ground floor doesn't need a balcony, and I want those windows and doors to be visible on the ground floor. So maybe they'll be like inset one stud just to provide some coverage, something like that. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be built right onto this structure, so I'll just build it right onto the bottom of it. Well, once I get the design, I'll make it and then attach it. Just because I don't want to attach it to the actual base plate over there around the pillar because it's sort of weird. So it's going to be like jumpered in spot there most likely. Now I had to get some more trans blue windows, and of course I had to get those from the Avengers Tower, which is in shambles. Oh no! I've just been like pulling parts from it. It's just sitting on the floor here, not looking too good. But I saw all these windows. It's like the 1x4x6 windows with the slat. You see those? They were like with the 3 slats. I'm thinking maybe I'll be able to use those on the ground floor because it might break it up a bit. All these floors look the same. They've got the same blue glass and the nougat accent color, and they use the standard like windows. And I think this just might be a nice change for the ground floor. So this is what I got going on so far. The front door is inset 2 studs. The windows surrounding it are inset 1 stud. And once again, there are those really cool windows with like the slats. Then we have the matching gray pillars on either side. And on this side here, there's more of those windows, which are inset 1 stud, and then the matching nougat pillar as well. Now this thing is pretty sketchy because there's nothing holding the top of it together yet, but once again, I'm just going to take this and attach it to the larger structure. And as you can see, the ground floor is taller, like most skyscrapers are. Like that's a typical skyscraper design. The ground floor's taller, plus we need that train clearance. But did I factor in the train clearance? I don't know. I don't know if I did. Jeez. Okay, well maybe my design might have to change. Okay, so the concrete pad for the skyscraper has been updated. It matches the height of the boardwalk now. It's also fully tiled off, and there are some studs available there, and that's where the structure will actually attach to. So it's going to be easily removable. But yeah, I might have made that too big because once again, there's only like 1 stud of clearance right there for the train. Like this train right here comes so close, and that's one of the challenges with this project. So just like that, I might have to change the the base structure. I just got a little bit far ahead of myself there, didn't I? So yeah, I just built it as if that train track wasn't there, and check it out, I attached the ground floor to the upper floors, and I think it looks pretty sweet. You got the continuation of the nougat pillar, the dark gray windows with the slats, the pillars on either side, the balconies sort of provide a little bit of covering to the front door there. I think it looks pretty sweet, but this whole corner right here, it's gonna have to be like blowing up and have like this weird wall just to accommodate the train track. It sort of bothers me, but there's not really another way of doing it. But there you go. That's what it would look like in a perfect world. And then of course we have the giant panel, which is the back glass. And I actually haven't built that for the ground floor yet either. Once again, that's probably going to have to be different because of the train track. Well, maybe it's actually not as bad as I'm making it to be, because I think with one slight modification to one of the support pillars on the backside here, that train should have clearance. See that one right there? It just needs to be like inset 1 stud, because that train is going to hit it like that. So it's going to be strange because that support pillar there is only going to be like 1 by panel on the bottom portion of it, just to allow clearance for the train. But it should work, and hey, that's looking pretty good, right? I also need to modify this wall here and put some more windows, and then I'll just add on that back panel, probably put some jumpers there, and that back panel will just jumper in place, filling in the back of the skyscraper. All right, the skyscraper is ready to go. The back has been modified. That should provide enough clearance there. Just change it to a 1 by 1 beam and put one of those cool modified inverted slopes on the top so it converts into the full 2 by 2 beam. And then I also added the additional windows to the back panel here. We've got our set of 6 right there, which should blend together perfectly with the back of the scraper. Also over here, the base is ready to go. Added a 1 by 6 plate right there, so we've got some studs for that large back panel, and then there's just some 2 by 2 plates there, which should lock the skyscraper on top of its concrete pad. After getting it placed, I've noticed a couple things. First off, right down here, I'll have to build that up a bit just because there's like 1 brick of clearance there, so I'll have to fix the plate work underneath it, or plate and brickwork I should say. And then in the interior, we're actually going to be able to stick some details in there because there's space. However, with that said, I have to rework the plate work on the bottom of the structure because there's actually 2 studs of additional space. You see where it goes down a bit right there? So there's 4 studs that are attached to the actual skyscraper, but then there's 2 more additional studs that are up against the pillar. And I just didn't see that when I was working at my desk there because you're back and forth, you're not actually building it on site. And it's the same there. So there's 6 studs of space in there where I'll be able to add some sort of interior details that you'll be able to see in the ground floor. And of course, that space up top is dedicated to the patios or balconies. The plates have been all fixed up on the ground floor there and tiled off for a nice polished look. And there's also some interior details that were made. Simon was here today and he was actually helping me out with some of the interior details. And it's funny, I told him, okay, build a false elevator, just use some of the 1x2x2 and 2/3 snot bricks, like put, probably 6 of them together and put some tiles on there to make some fake doors and border it off with a plate and a tile and add some buttons, etc., just to make a false elevator. And then I take a look at it after. I'm like, what in the world is this, man? Like, what? That's not what I said to do, but it's super cool. Like, okay, that's neat. So we actually built it using brackets and snot bricks. See, the left tile is held in place by brackets, and that's why that door is actually held out an additional half plate from the other door. You see what I mean? That's a pretty cool effect there. There's also some snot work on the side there, and 2 plates, and then you got the buttons and the tiles to sort of frame that elevator. And that elevator is actually going to sit right there. So when you walk in the front door, there's elevator access. There's a few other details here as well, such as this security desk. Nice curved desk there, and we got our security officer. And then there is a white masonry fireplace. So it's pretty cool that we have some space inside this build to add details like this, and you're going to be able to see them when it's placed in the LEGO City. However, with that said, it is a little bit tight in there. It's a bit of an awkward spot for the security desk, the fireplace, and the elevator, but I think it just sort of brings it to life a little bit. You can see those details when you look in, and you just know they're there, which is pretty cool, right? And for the details on the other floors, we'll check it out. We have a potted plant, a couple minifigs, a chair over here, a sofa on this one here, another minifig, a nice planter, some more figures, and these are actually all sig figs that were sent to me in fan mail. They were in the mansion underneath the city. That's where all the sig figs were. And I decided to pull out a few here and just put them on display on this. I wouldn't be able to fit them all because there's literally like 100 of them, and I don't want to cover this with sig figs, but there's some pretty cool furniture builds that Simon helped me out with here as well, just to add some color to these to this build in general. And it's good to have the details on the patio, right? Or on the balconies of the build. I like this chair right there. You see the backrest? It's like a piece of ice cream. It's the ice cream tile. And there's all sorts of sig figs everywhere. We got like a barbecue, there's a heater, all sorts of chairs and loungers, flowers. And I think it looks pretty cool. Look at that. Who's on top? That's me and Mrs. Bricksie on the top floor. Not too bad. And then I also came up with this roof design right here. So it uses the 2x3 inverted slopes. And between those 2x3 inverted slopes are some 1x2 regular slopes, and those ones are actually dark gray. And then some corner slopes on the corners. And then there's 2 additional studs. So what I decided to do was just put 1x2 curve slopes there to add like a nice sort of curve to the top of it, and put some jumpers and put the nougat studs on those jumpers because it matches the nougat accent color of this skyscraper. And then of course I carried over that same roof design onto this massive window panel. So it has the curved, inverted, and regular slopes. It's nicely tiled off with the jumpers and also the nougat 1x1. So I'm pretty excited to install the final product in the LEGO City. And there we have it, everybody. It's placed in the city, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. I do want to bring it to the top of the pillar. I just have to get more pieces. Like I was mentioning, I'm out of some of the key elements, like those trans blue doors, and also some of the trans blue window glass, and the dark gray window frames as well, even after parting out that Avengers Tower there. So yeah, I'll have to get some more parts to do that. How many more floors can we add? Let's see, that's one hang loose symbol, okay? There's the pro measurer. Okay, so maybe 4, probably not, so 3 I would say. So you can have 3 more floors, and then that thing would pretty much cover the entire beam, which is pretty sweet. Pretty excited about the look of it. I think it looks better than the colorful pillar that used to be there. And once again, that colorful pillar has actually been moved to the side of the Billy cabinet. So yeah, looks pretty sweet here in the city. I think the details are all there, and everything just sort of looks cool. I'm digging it. And the nice thing about the skyscraper is I could actually transfer it onto a base plate. If I'm ever in a spot where there's not a beam that needs to be covered, well, this could be modified to an actual skyscraper that actually has interior details. You could modify it fairly easily. I mean, you pretty much have to start from scratch, or I would have to start from scratch just because it's hollow. So all the plate work would have to be like rebuilt, and then you'd have to transfer everything onto the new plates. But the design concept would be there, so it's not like you'd be starting from scratch. And here's the ultimate test, everybody. Whoo, that is close. Oh my gosh. But yeah, if it ever had to be relocated into a different city layout, then it definitely could be. Yeah, there we go, everybody. Well, once again, make sure you have yourselves a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for coming on by. If you made it out here on Christmas, well, once again, Merry Christmas. If it's not Christmas, well, I hope you had a merry one, or happy holidays and all that jazz. Yeah, and I highly appreciate you coming on by. It's a pretty sweet project that I was able to finish here in the LEGO room. I'm pretty happy with the outcome of it, that's for sure. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff, and farewell.